What's up guys and welcome, I'm Ambassador Zimmy with the Xbox Ambassador Program, and here's my review for Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 is the third game in the beloved Crackdown franchise. Having skipped the second game, Crackdown 2, it has been a very long time since I took up arms to help the agency fight crime. When first jumping into this game, I really didn't know what to expect, between all the time away from playing the first game and mixed reviews, but after a few hours, I was in general pleasantly surprised. This game's story starts off as a villainous corporation strikes down the whole world's power grid. They then create a refuge city on a desolate island to control the population and pretty much take over everything. This is where you come in. As an agent, you are tasked with cleaning up the city of criminals and bringing the corrupt corporation to justice. Honestly, the story is decent, but it's a little bit cliche. The gameplay of Crackdown 3 is where the game really shines in my opinion. Like in the previous games, you take out enemies, find hidden orbs around the city, and use abilities to level your character up, becoming stronger and unlocking new, more powerful abilities. The player progression in Crackdown games has always been my favorite, and I know many people are really going to enjoy the feature returning in this game. Movement and combat seems relatively smooth. The only issue I really ran into was climbing up buildings could sometimes be a bit funky, and every now and then your character would grab onto edges of buildings that you didn't really actually want him to grab onto. But overall, the actual combat is very simple and enjoyable to play with. The story progression in this game is, in my opinion, a bit grindy. Overall, to complete the main campaign, you will find yourself doing a lot of capture this territory types of missions. These missions can vary from capturing a railway to freeing prisoners and destroying factory and mining equipment. After each mission is completed, you will then earn a few game bonuses and intel on a high ranking target. Once enough intel is gathered on a target, you will then be given a location and will have to go take them out in a boss fight. I usually don't like this type of game progression as I think it's usually kind of lazy by the developers. But with that being said, there is something just really addictive about playing these missions and doing the boss fights. But even with that being said, I could see many players getting bored of these missions about halfway through the game. Fortunately, the game does offer a co-op campaign mode where you and one of your friends can go at the main story together, and doing the main story with a friend might help with making the game seem a little bit less of a grind. As far as the music and voice acting, I honestly can't speak for all of the main characters you can play as, but on my playthrough I chose to play as the character Jax, who is voiced by Terry Crews, and his performance is absolutely fantastic. The amount of comedy that he actually brings to the role is just brilliant. Overall, the voice acting in this game is what to be fully expected from a $60 title. The art style for this game resembles a comic book's graphics. Some gamers may like this and some may hate it, but in my opinion, the game looks good and is very appropriate for the series. Character animations are on point, and in general, the overall graphics seem to be very good quality. As well as a single player mode and the cooperative story mode, Crackdown 3 also includes its very own PvP game mode called Wrecking Zone. This multiplayer mode only has 2 game modes in total: Agent Hunter, which is a game mode where you must kill opponents and pick up their tags, and Territories, where you must capture and hold different points on the map to win. The overall gameplay of the multiplayer is simple but also very strategic. Aiming to shoot isn't really an issue as you always lock onto your target to shoot. So more times than not, the match is won by the team who is better at running, jumping, or using cover to their advantage. One really interesting feature for this game's multiplayer is the almost total sandbox environments. You can nearly destroy or blow a hole through any building on the maps. And as you can imagine, this only expands on the strategy of how to win your match, as you can just blow a hole through a building to shoot at an enemy rather than walking around the building like in other games. With all of this being said, the multiplayer is not perfect. The times to actually connect to a server and load into a match could only rival GTA 5. And if you don't get that reference, it takes a while to get into games. In addition to that, the multiplayer only currently offers random team matchmaking, meaning that there is currently no option to party up and go into a match with your friends. The developers have came out stating that teaming up with friends and going into matches will be coming, but this is still shocking to see that a game that has came out in 2019 doesn't offer this basic feature. Overall, Crackdown 3 is a very fun and relaxing game. It's a great game to pick up when you're your board and run around, complete missions, and just have fun playing around with all the features and toys that the developers added to this game. As this game is an Xbox exclusive, it was released on Game Pass at launch for no additional cost, which in my opinion is the best way to play it. Other than that, you can also buy this game for $59.99 US. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you guys never want to miss out on any of my Xbox tutorials, game trailers, or just Xbox news, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have any questions about Crackdown 3, please let me know down in the comment section below, and either I or someone who has played the game will hopefully be able to answer your question. Like always, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out, guys.